You hear the command, stay. But the Rottweiler's eyes say something else entirely. And then, it moves, and everything changes. This isn't a training video. This is a warning, a confession, a case study in what happens when trust breaks. Because here's the truth that no one tells new owners. You can have all the commands, all the treats, all the theory, but none of it matters when your dog no longer believes in your leadership. And with a dog like the Rottweiler, that gap in leadership isn't just dangerous, it's explosive. When people think of Rottweilers, they imagine the muscle, the stare, the way it can clear a room without making a sound. But behind all of that is something far more important: temperament, connection, trust. And if that trust cracks even once, you're not in charge anymore. Let's rewind. He was 2 years old, solid, strong, a textbook Rottweiler. His owner, calm on the outside, but inside, stressed, rushed, distracted. Walks turned into tasks, play turned into bribery, structure faded. The bond started to fray, and the dog noticed. Because Rottweilers don't obey out of fear. They obey out of belief in you. Then came the day. A loose gate, a stranger outside, 1 second of hesitation, and the dog made a decision, his own. The result? Blood, regret, a lawsuit, and a broken family. Now ask yourself this: was it the dog's fault or the owner's silence when structure slipped away? Because obedience isn't about commands, it's about clarity, consistency, leadership. And with a Rottweiler, if you blink, it leads. Not because it's aggressive, but because nature abhors a vacuum. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people who get a Rottweiler aren't ready for a Rottweiler. They see the loyalty, the protection, the myth, but they don't see what comes with it. Responsibility, presence, standards. You miss a day of structure with a golden retriever, they get a little clingy. You miss a day with a Rottweiler, they start running calculations, testing boundaries, looking for the new alpha. And if they don't see you as it, they'll fill that role themselves. Rottweilers don't just follow commands. They follow energy, tone, behavior. If you're unsure, they hesitate. If you're inconsistent, they adapt. If you're scared, they shield, but they also question. That's why you can't fake it with this breed. They see through the show. Your voice might say stay, but if your energy says panic, they'll move. And that movement could cost you everything. Here's what most trainers won't admit. The biggest danger with a Rottweiler isn't its bite. It's the moment it stops looking to you for answers. And that moment usually comes quietly, after too many ignored warnings, too many skipped routines, too much emotional inconsistency. You want obedience? Then show up every single day with structure, with purpose, with calm. Because once you earn their respect, you unlock something incredible. Not just a protector, but a partner. When a Rottweiler truly believes in you, it becomes your shadow, your second brain, your shield in silence. It doesn't just obey, it anticipates, it adjusts. It reads the world through your lens. That's not training, that's alignment. But that level of connection isn't free, it's earned. In early mornings when you're tired, in moments of chaos when you stay grounded, in the 100 little choices you make every day to lead, not just with commands, but with consistency, clarity, confidence. Because here's what breaks a Rottweiler: uncertainty, ambiguity, emotion without direction. You bring anxiety into the room, they'll carry it. You bring rage, they'll react. They're not mirrors, they're amplifiers. And that's why one bad moment, one unclear signal, one hesitation, can spiral into disaster. It's not about the dog being bad, it's about the dog being forced to lead because you stopped. So let's go back to that first question. This Rottweiler didn't obey until it was too late. Was that a failure of training or a failure of leadership? Because with a breed this powerful, there is no autopilot. There is no good enough. There is only daily choice. To show up, to lead, to earn that connection. And if you do, if you give it the structure it craves, the calm it needs, the direction it respects, then you unlock the real power of this breed. Discipline that moves before the threat. Loyalty that doesn't ask questions. Protection that comes from love, not fear. So here's your final truth. If your Rottweiler isn't obeying, don't blame the dog. Look in the mirror. Because this breed doesn't disobey at random. It adapts to what it sees. And if what it sees is confusion, it takes charge, fast. So who's really at fault? The dog who moved in a moment of instinct, or the human who stopped leading long before that moment ever arrived? This isn't just a story about obedience. It's a story about responsibility, about what happens when we underestimate the bond, treat protection like a setting, and forget that trust isn't a one-time thing. It's a muscle that needs daily work. Because a Rottweiler won't beg you to lead. It will take the role if you abandon it. And when that happens, even the strongest love might not stop the damage. So if you're thinking of getting one, ask yourself not, can I control this dog? But, can I become someone worth following? Because in the end, it's not about obedience. It's about belief. And if your Rottweiler believes in you, it'll do more than protect you. It'll become a part of you.